Good morning, everyone. Morning. We'd like to formally welcome you here to Christ the King Lutheran Church for our panel that I entitled Global Lutheran Connections, Leipzig. Today, Deacon again with some of the folks that have gone to Leipzig on the Lutheran League Germany trip, will be presenting on their experience in Leipzig. Just a couple of notes to keep in mind. If you are online, please keep yourself muted. And then there will be a question and answer portion. You can unmute yourself and please ask your question away. And likewise, there will be a question and answer portion. We will have to hand out the mic. So when we get to that point, I will be here. Just raise your hand up and I will go to you and you will ask a question or make a comment. Without further ado, I would like to hand this over to Ben.
Yes, good morning, your friends. A lot happening there in mind as well. So we are, first of all, blessed to have all of our participants, most of our participants from our Germany trip that we took this summer. Emily and Kayla, we have sit with your peeps, your homies, your friends, or what other cool slang y'all have. But today we're going to be basically debriefing our Germany trip that we took this June 18th to the 27th. Seems like it was yesterday that we all met in the airport, spent about 10 days together, and then 4 days later had to go on to that. So before, we're going to have some pictures going on in the background, but most importantly, we're going to have most of our conversations with our young people here to talk about our experience. So we've already heard our voice for at least 2 minutes, so I'm going to pass the mic. Introduce yourself. Say your name, maybe what school you go to, what grade, and then we'll jump into the trip, talk about what we did, and then go into our questions. So y'all think that will do that? Baby. All right, well, here we go.
Hi, y'all. My name is Peter Bryant. I'm an English therapist in Lutheran. I'm currently a junior at St. Thomas High School. I'm a junior in Friendswood High School. Yeah, I got a master's program, and yeah. My name is David Harris. I'm a senior at Fort High School. My name is Darren Roth. I go to Lake High School. I'm a junior, and I go to Alpha.
Hello, my name is Russ Blake. I'm a sophomore at Friendswood High School, and I'm a spring.
Hello, I'm a sophomore in Dawson High School, and
I'm a new sophomore 5, and I go here.
I want to stay on junior at Energy Institute, and I'm working on the junior high school in
Groovy. So we have a good collection of Houston, basically represented from all of the different high schools and our different churches. So we have a partnership with House of Prayer, which we were just joyful to have over 20 participants that went to Germany this year. We were also accompanied by our adults that don't want to sit with the young people. Over here with Johnny Longoria and Martina Longoria, and then we also had on this summer trip. And so let's debrief on everything that you all did. So here's my Cliff Notes version of what we did. First of all, do you remember what time you met at Bush Airport? No, you met at 11:30 at Bush Airport, and you departed on your plane at 3:45. You got into Frankfurt at 8:15, and then you actually officially arrived in Leipzig at 2:40. Emerged from the subway into the market, and you were greeted by Pastor Britta and your hosts. Then the next day was your whole day in Leipzig, in which you took your wife for a walk with Pastor Robert Moore. You walked alongside of us as we saw St. Nicholas Church, St. Thomas Church. Amy's looking at me kind of funny because somebody are like 45 years later, we got a stern, we'll talk about it vegan about being on time. But we blame them. Okay, sure. Anyway, so we did our free time activity, we looked through Leipzig, and then we got an ice cream break, and then the hosts. The next day was Eisenach, in which Pastor Martin Luther, who was the associate pastor, is the associate pastor at St. Thomas Church, accompanied us into Eisenach, where we had lunch in the marketplace. We went to St. George's Church, in which that's where Luther, when he was kidnapped and stayed at Over Castle, where he preached. And then after St. George, we did the tour of Over Castle, in which we kind of hiked up the mountain. To which some of us ended up looking at Peter here, who was about a mile ahead of us, while myself and some other people were catching our event. Not that, I'm just saying, I appreciate it, I appreciate you that you led the way for our people, so it was good. Then after that, we went to the Bob House, and then we had dinner with St. Thomas Church in their courtyard, which we were pleasantly greeted by the whole community of St. Thomas and their youth. Yeah, it was a lot of people here. Yeah. Yes. Then we went to Dresden on Thursday, which Dresden we went and walked the city, in which we saw the Stone Church, the Royal Church, and then we had our noon meditation of the Frankenkirche, which is the Blues Church. And then we had lunch at the pizzeria. We went to the Royal Green Vault. Then we have a with Pastor Robert Moore, in which we walked the city, we saw the tour. We were pleasantly surprised that there was an English service at 12, and so we actually got to participate in that and learned about the English ministry that is in Wittenberg. Then we went to the Wittenberg, which everybody had a surprise and everything in between. We went to the Lutheran Museum, and then that evening we had dinner with some German Vietnamese restaurant. Then we had our free day, which we'll talk more about free days. Free day with the hosts, so a lot of our youth got to go to Berlin for a day and experience that. Some people went to, when I said some people myself, I went to Glow Dark mini golf. Some people went shopping, some people went to museums, and some people went to Munich in Germany. See those pictures. Then we had our dinner together. And I'm sorry, Brenda, that was a lot of me talking here. So then Sunday we had our worship with Leipzig, in which we did our whitewater rafting adventure, the man-made whitewater rafting course. Then the Monday was Erfurt, in which we took a train to Erfurt, where we saw St. Mary's Cathedral in the market with the best gospelers in all of Saxony, as Pastor Mark calls it. Then we were at the tour of the Augustine Cloister. We had early dinner there at the Wursthaus Klingelhof. I'm terribly sorry, I'm butchering the German. I see somebody else. Let's say that. Then the next day, we started at 6 a.m. We took a train to the airport and started our journey back to Houston, where we got back at 5:50. Did I miss anything? As you're turning around and looking at the pictures of everybody that is here. So yes, we did lots of ice cream. We had a lot of great conversations, and we had a lot of opportunities. We got to not only get out of our comfort zone, but we got to really absorb German culture, brothers and sisters in Leipzig, and learning how we connect with each other. As you may or may not know, Houston and Leipzig are in a sister city association starting in 1903. And Christ the King continued youth groups as long as I can remember. This will be the fifth group. Before that was Tim Lynn's, who was the director that started with you. So we continue to have that relationship. Good. What's your favorite meal? What's your favorite meal in our house?
Pass it around.
I'm gonna say my favorite meal was on our last day
Airport.
in airport. We went to a bunch of this food, but also I mainly say that because we had a great time with the music they were playing, because it didn't have words or any instrument except for flute. And it raised it constantly, and it was really fun to try and have conversations over flute music.
I'd probably say Austin the Tavern, I felt like I was at that, Las Vegas Excalibur show, but minus all the cool stuff. It's kind of an atmosphere, so.
You're, you just stop talking, it's put it into Zoom. One more thing, just try to have this. What people doing in the past. I don't know where was it, like a stand, it was €3 for like a hot dog roll. That was the best thing I've ever eaten in my life, it was so good.
I have to agree with that, I thought this soup on it. It's
So when we went to this place, they had a really good, and crowd there, but also your drinks, they had like bananas, smoothies.
I was trying to check this station, I want to taste little burger. There's some curly fries.
This. Big square. I actually do love one of those videos with Oscar review class, and it's something that it didn't totally translate in English, but it's like potato pancakes or something, is what they call it.
All right, here's the first official question. What was your favorite part of your German experience, your German trip? Since I started this.
Similar to my last answer, but just spending time with the people there, and especially our students, the people who are around my age. And so it was just really fun. I was yeah, I mean, kind of similar. The artistry is really nice. The parents were like every day, they made sure we had like extra food for the trips, and the girls were like really sweet. They were very similar in age. I also really enjoyed the women's church that we visited. It was so beautiful.
Using all the culture.
I would say, because I went last time when I was like, I don't get to enjoy it because it's affordable enough, but this time I was actually see everything over there. They went and
Please, he's very interesting.
What was like,
What's your favorite experience?
my favorite thing was probably going to Berlin, because that was an experience like on its own, because you got to see a lot of different like places to worship. Personally, my favorite was this like area where the whole wall, it was in a dark room, and the whole wall was like stained with blue glass, and like different parts of it were other, it was like contrast, it was absolutely beautiful. That's one of my favorite parts. My favorite part is I'm not been an extreme part, but I want to cross from the test.
Or wouldn't stop.
So after the long night test, to alien these people. How often can you say about an hospital?
It was fun because we talked about how you're getting that experience.
Yeah, I got it all. Another great.
My favorite part was just kind of experiencing the different atmosphere and the different culture. A good part was we were waiting for some people to show up. I think we're all gonna hang out, go to a restaurant or something, and we saw a man in a Spider-Man onesie. Trying to bubble one, and the small children were just like transplant. So it was kind of like
So I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna cap you on it by the churches were wonderful. Like seeing the locations, it was incredible to see a beautiful story. The transit between locations, and not specifically like, oh man, they have trains, but like the experience of going through that transit and just seeing the day-to-day lives of someone who you don't get to interact with on a daily basis. It's really cool because it's so different instead of shopping and interacting with house, the entire snow age beyond kind of the forced
We got one more question, and I'll move to if y'all have any questions, you guys kind of know the right name and have a question. And your next question is, what did you experience or feel that you never felt or experienced before? What did you feel or experience on this trip? And I see some laughter, which means, by the way, this is important so that we will always remember what you say. Because I started with Emily down here, and that's the key.
Something I experienced that I've never had before was, like the language barrier between people. You had to figure out how to communicate with someone who didn't speak the same language as you. You have to get pretty creative, I thought, throughout the trip. Yeah. Just like, like our first family, the parents did not really learn English, and so we mainly have to.
So the sensory definition is to be how so we're supposed to go to a workshop which we ended up going in so everybody else is in we were just in like t-shirts and shorts. So it was really interesting. Really nice situation.
Yeah, out on that, everyone was staring at us. It was absolutely like, what? So we were the practice host, and this person comes up to us and says, like, in German, I'm pretty sure it was in German, like, did you bring these with you? Why are you wearing like these types of clothes? And people were just staring at us. I'm really glad that we had like spots like really high up so no one else could see us. That's like a good thing. So that's something I've never experienced. I've never been to like a real workshop in Sydney. That was a really fun experience. Besides weird looks. Besides weird American, like that's
Gotta say, what looks to that, you know, if that stands out.
Well, I experienced whitewater rafting for the first time. So that was very fun.
I would say, I think very different from here is that you kind of have to be able to adapt, and it was really fun to apply the skills of adapting. I mean, for example, we were on a train trying to get back to Leipzig, and they just kind of stopped at a station and told everybody to get off, because the train needed maintenance, and so we had to figure out how to get another train to get home, which was really fun, and like trying to find buses, find trams, figure out where you're going, read street addresses, all sorts of stuff that back home you can ask someone perhaps you know exactly where you're going because you do the same thing every day. It's so different.
From the community here, do you all have any questions that you may have come to your mind while people talk?
I do like how Andy's looking out in the air. He's trying to find his question, but yes, we have one question.
It's fine. Young people.
Oh, hold on, Mike's gonna be you.
I want to explain.
Yes, it was very interesting because they were so good at speaking both languages. So, it's really interesting.
No.
Okay, this one of my host children called me a woman, like like that, like as a joke. He's like a little kid too. I was like, wait a second, I know what that means. So I was like, wait, who is eyebrow? Like that's wrong. I was so confused when he said that. I was like, I actually knew what that meant. That was a funny conversation. You also didn't speak any English. So I think yes, they definitely speak English and they're able to translate the two. It's really interesting to see. They can flow from one language to another. But just as people here learning Spanish, French, German, whatever you might be learning, they have no idea how the culture works. And so we're saying things to each other and they can understand, and then we throw in comment, some sort of speech, some type of speech, and all of a sudden it all collapses. And you have to spend 5 minutes explaining, well, I didn't actually mean that, and it doesn't sound like it actually means. It was really interesting to see that because, I mean, because they speak both, they understand the literal definition, but the colloquial definition is a lot different.
Yeah, no, so that time that we had we had to use the signals, but they thought it was crazy.
Reading about that. Housing and whether or not we've all shot guns. Fair enough.
Anybody else have a question before we here and say more?
Speaking of cultural differences, I think you made a good one. Different. What do you think is struck each of you as the most, I guess, foreign thing as far as culture, the way we live, or differences between making the US?
Biggest difference is that it's walkable. And like where we live, it's not walkable at all. You actually have to drive, because if I were to try to like walk to school, it'd be like almost an hour, because it's like 5 miles away. So that's like an experience, but where I was like, where I was staying with my host, it was like a 10-minute walk to like to the Leipzig University. I thought that was a really big shock for me, that it's actually walkable instead of, oh yeah, you can walk places.
I would probably say the connection to nature. It was really interesting to see. So whenever me and Jack got to the beach, it was, I think it was a couple of months. When you were going to see school, or interesting, not really seeing that. That was really interesting to see.
I was in the AC, there's no AC. Whatever you know, it's a hot exception. I mean, there are some similarities, but I would say that like amount of transport in Germany. I mean, we have it here, but not to the level that they did. And, like our host really didn't own a car, so every morning we would like have a discussion at breakfast about what time the buses are that we need to take to the train station. All that. So, way that people interact with each other, like strangers interact. Here were, we always sort of acknowledge, most people would acknowledge someone because so friends, a lot, dark enough to be, it seems like we have a place to be in, it's just not a big old, just smile away, you guys say hop by, and just, we're go. But, yeah, those just like, I feel like we just got confused about like, why all the people are like us? Like, it just wasn't really like it's.
Any other questions from the floor? It's great to hear you talk about that. I have a question. If your house what is this thing that you
One of the things that I remember one of our, the girl on our host family asked us, about the campus buses in the US, she was like, it was like such a foreign concept and I never thought about it.
The interesting one, they like to talk about in the West, because some of us were there, so they were asking. I would be shy about, all this, let's talk about the top in schools and that, well, so it's really interesting, see if they ever think about it.
Anybody else on the floor? I hope the Alans are like following us.
More back in the future, like.
So let's go back.
So before I went to Germany, like I was thinking about going to a university there, just as like, just for college as a degree, and also that's would be a lot cheaper there. So before I actually went, I'm like, okay, this could actually be a possibility because there's certain sections that does speak English. So going back in the future is definitely a possibility.
Well, just wanting to,
Yeah.
Anybody else on the panel? Jack, did you have one?
This one's not very interesting, but, I would go back, but probably just as like a trip, you know, just for fun. Probably not as like any stuff.
And then do we have another question on the floor? Yes.
What did each of you take away from the practice? Lutheran, learned that surprising that being struck you or you, whatever.
Great question. Cool.
So, yeah, I felt a lot more connected because as someone who is just growing up in science, it's very hard to what it was like to be in what we did and stuff like that. So never like being able to be part of it was very interesting because imagine what was going on, what like the struggles that we do to maintain it, and just like being immersed in like that just further understanding what was happening.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the dark history of our Lutheran Church. That's a part of this works. What do we do now with part of our history? How do we talk? How do we make sure we can?
I think if you approach it,
Connected to Lutheranism, Lutheran theology, because it's more like the realization that there are more Lutherans, because in Texas, in the South, there's not as many Lutherans as it is like in different parts of the world, or like even up north, there's a lot more Lutherans. So just having the realization that there are a lot more Lutherans, just as they're connected like spider web.
So I grew up going to foundational church, so I had like a unique experience of figuring out my own faith. And when I started going to Lutheran and joining this youth group, I learned a lot about Lutheran theology, and it really resonated with me. This trip was a really good way that I was able to learn about like the history of it. So I really appreciated that.
So I think it's a very interesting way of kind of slowing your life down, because just what 4 or 5 weeks prior to me taking the trip, life's coming at us really fast. It's the end of the school year, it's the end of whatever work we're doing, sports we're doing, it's all kind of thrown to it, and stuff's coming at you really fast. You know, once that you get on After the bunch, I just going out past regarding it's interesting stuff, but you kind of learn to take solace in the individual activities you do rather than how to accomplish your whole life. Or find God in individual activities in your day-to-day life rather than working through you or finding it.
Yeah, good question. I have a list. Okay. Since you went to Leipzig and experienced a lot of Easter in Germany, is there something you would add to what would you maybe what would you suggest? Maybe this is an opportunity for one oriented thought, because there was a trip y'all wanted to take from meeting. Oh, gotta pass the mic.
We had wanted to go experience the concentration camps in some form, and we had talked about doing that, and it didn't work out in this trip, so that's definitely that I would go out. Experience, as it relates to our faith and that world event, I would like to. So it also shared that my faith is always magnified when I get to be with these young kids. We had so much fun, and it gives you just a lot of hope. We've got these great kids from 2 different congregations that are in the world doing great things. That's how my faith is always.
No comment, Johnny? No comments? Others on the panel? Peter, you were about to say something.
So I know geographically this makes no sense whatsoever, but it would be very interesting to see kind of more mountainous or more forested. It's Eastern Germany is pretty flat. It's not as flat as here, but that's not saying anything. This is like a plane. It would be really cool to see kind of the mountains and experience that. It's out in the world.
Got a question here. What did you come home with after this trip? What did you come home with? This could be a souvenir, maybe something you learned from the trip. What did you come home with? And before you answer, we already know you all brought pretty close on Wednesday, so that is not an answer. So, what did you come home with? That's it. I got a tiny handful. Food stuff around the list, and that's pretty neat.
A lot of things.
Yeah, I would definitely say memories. Those are the really good stories to tell to people, so a lot of
I brought home souvenirs that are getting used as Christmas gifts. So I suppose. But, yeah, I came home with a lot of pictures, a lot of a lot of things that I didn't not see them in the lunch trip. It was wonderful, just.
But probably my favorite was my husband. He got me a little shirt for it. Something like the rocks. Something to do with rock. I think there's a lot of stories to tell people. I talk about Germany like a week straight, probably after the trip. And I also, one of my favorite little interactions I had. Drawing, she would sit outside the church and she would be drawing the church. She was just so, her and her husband were so excited. My mom was just I guess I would say just like, negotiating with everyone, in constituting the community.
Oh, yeah, we got, board that has the St. Thomas Conference.
So my host gave me a book that he wrote, and then another book that he like illustrated and wrote too. That was a really good gift. He also wrote a very nice message in it. So it's a good memory to have.
Any questions from the floor? If not, then Hannah, what was it like to worship there in Germany, especially when it's the German language?
I'm very confused. What's God trying to do? So I do know a little bit of German, so I got part of the sermon correct. Part of it. I don't know what part. I tried to see people, but no one else knew what was going on. So I couldn't figure out, but I think I got it right. I thought that was sure.
Do y'all remember how long the sermon was?
It was like an hour and 50 minutes.
43 minutes.
Oh, that was it. That was false.
So as someone who doesn't speak German, it was very confusing. A lot of it was me turning to Taryn and going, hey, what are they talking about? And they would say Jesus. So there was a lot of that. Occasionally they would speak English, most of the time they didn't. But it was really interesting because you would hear the pastor say something, and everyone's communicating something. And it was just more of like the atmosphere. It was really interesting.
Standing, and because they're. It's really cool to see, like, how there's today is in the church, I've also taken a little bit of German, I was able to read some of it, not really understand it because it's so fast. I know we went to the sermons of St. Thomas. I was able to read most of the like paragraph about the sermon, but when they were talking, it really didn't know what they were saying. Yeah, it was very good to follow. At times, it definitely felt longer than the service here, and I don't know if that was because I didn't know what was happening or just because it was longer. But yeah, it was a lot
We call that deeply meditating.
Did they sing as much as they did?
Yes. So, I have two things. One, they do sing, and the hymns are the same, the tune is the same, and so I kind of felt like Lucifer without like this paper, because I was kind of just following along, because I didn't really know what was happening, and I didn't want to say something, then lose what I was saying. And so, and then in our first service at St. Thomas, because we were the guests, we recognized the 1 service. Not us knew it was coming. And so we kind of just heard walk up to us and say something, and then the whole congregation. And all of a sudden we had the people stare at us, and then everyone looks back, just seeing fun kind of it. Okay, we're here now, we're getting played now.
I felt well rested for sure. It's a little weird, them speaking the different language, kind of felt like when you switch the language on DVD. You're kind of like, hey, this looks familiar, but what is he saying? I don't know, it sounds familiar.
I would say I was well rested, but I think I'm.
Yeah, it's important, it's interesting thinking about that, is we have people that might come here, that maybe their first time living, that's something. So, next question. If you're thinking about this trip, a year from now, 2 years, even 5 years, what will still stick with you? So I'll let me hang on. And as always, we always have, some of our Lutheran leaders in the audience, so let me compare, since you went to Germany in what year? 2019? So I'd be curious as to the funeral sense. What still resonates with you on your trip in 2019? 4 years after the pandemic.
So I'm gonna say that, the thing that's gonna kind of stick with me is the confidence that you get from kind of work, being able to figure stuff out. Because you'll be walking through the streets, Emily and I both have cadence from this. We stick out. So it's terrible. Deal with it, solve it, Monday, Monday. So, I mean, the solution we came up with was stare back, and then they look away, because it's awkward. But kind of the confidence, I'm not saying we lack confidence, but the confidence to figure stuff out on our own, to work on.
Same place. There's always a while.
It was really a blast, just meeting people. See, it was just.
The thing I'll probably be remembering in the next, like, few years is definitely going to, Berlin. Because that was an experience that I would most likely never forget, because we got to see things. We got to see the, checkpoint Charlie, we got to see like remnants of the Berlin Wall. We saw a lot of different like worship areas, we got to walk throughout it. We also got to see I think it was the Special Olympics, cycling race, and we saw the Team USA as they were walking past. So we got to cheer for the USA team. And that was something I thought that I would never see, like Olympics in real life. So I'm definitely gonna remember that.
The thing that's gonna stick with me most is probably the churches and stuff.
Excited like to was is the architecture in Germany. That's something I want to first in my career. So it was so interesting to see all the different styles because of how much history is here. And just like the time spent with our host family, they were so welcoming to us the entire time. It was just so memorable.
Yeah, go for it.
I would say one thing I would do is walk around. And
One of the things I'll remember is the hike to Upper Castle. That was definitely interesting. Just thinking about that, it's like. Yeah. Experience I had, our host family's son has a new friend that, is from Ukraine. His family had been displaced because of the war. And, we met him at one of the St. Thomas get-togethers. And when I learned he was from Ukraine and just looking at his young face, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. And, I'm an attorney by profession, so I'm really rarely speechless, but I just didn't know what to say, and I said, I'm so sorry for everything that's happening in your country, and, the world is supporting you. And he said, it's okay. And that experience that was it with me. And then his mom actually made a birthday. So we had a birthday cake made by the Ukrainian from there.
Anybody else on the panel? And then we're gonna go to parents.
So I also met a bear. This guy, so my host had a business friend that was like, so his business friend was there like one night, and this guy's like giant, probably even bigger than Mr. Parrish right over there. Wait, stand up, like bigger, stand up. He's even bigger than you. Like he's an actual bear, and he said call him bear because it was really cool.
Anybody else on the panel? And Aramis, you're invited to share if you'd like to. I know I didn't give you any indication this was not planned. I just saw your face and just thought that this would be an opportunity for someone that is gone. What's still resonating?
Well, the trip that I did in 2019 and 2018 was, very likely involved with a bachelor. Get out of there. Definitely away from the parents and discover places that have so seeing the different, like many of the youth said, the Clark paper, the very light thing. It still sticks to me now, and that's been the last year, like after learning about the State College Church. And you can see with K10 and the parking. Seeing that it's stuck with the municipal stage and college and everything. Being able to pull the information that I learned while working there, with the team and the person's experience, and just being able to combine it all to more knowledge by
So we have time maybe for one more question. You already got it. No, you got it. You hit it in one of the lines. Last question before we wrap it up.
These people like teaching, and I was blown away when we like even started to see all of the people coming in, trees, and it was a beautiful sight. Even like those who are not fun in the city, it was something to see, just so people
home, hometown, exactly what you'd expect.
On to, Amy's point about how every now and then you would see like compared to American clothing. It's really interesting to see how they imagine, how they saw us, like how they what was so it's very interesting to see what they thought of us.
So I have kind of a thing built in my mind that their like style would kind of be more I just is it tracksuits, like the one color tracksuits and stuff, that's what I thought it was gonna be. When I arrived there and the whole people wearing jean shorts, I was like, wow, why are they wearing jean shorts? Like, this wasn't a good idea 20 years ago, and it's over here.
Easy. Sorry. I wore quite a few jeans.
Take that back. Retract.
Anybody else in the panel?
I was expecting to have, like, a good connection or people who know there, I feel, we kind of talked to them over email. So that definitely met my expectations, I mean, went above and beyond really. Something I wasn't expecting that happened was how many other people, like, when we got to, spend time with the youth group in Germany, like how many people were so like excited to talk to us and were so like welcoming.
Functional at the beginning of the trip, with TSA slack, or Peter for, yeah.
It's fun for you.
It happened twice, but on the way in and, on the way out, I forgot to remove my belt. When I was going through the security thing, so I had to get patted down both times. I got pulled out of line, I thought I did something wrong. I was like, oh. So that wasn't fun.
Yes,
This will be our last comment because the conversations are great, but we're outside.
Okay,
So finish it off.
so this, TSA person asked me one question. They said, do you have a bomb? Something like that, something along the line. And I say, why would I have a bomb? See, I'm not like, I didn't say no. So it's like, do you have a bomb? Like, why would I be in the airport? And so I basically had to say no instead of like a different type of no. Which was really stupid, because I'm pretty sure I said no.
Rest assured, we all arrived back home after that. So anyways, your friends, thank you, panel, for your conversation. So we're gonna reflect. So future things of what happens at the Luther League is this summer, we'll be going to New Orleans for the National Youth Gathering, the ELCA Youth Gathering. And then in 2025 will be our next international trip. We're still in the final planning stages of that, which might be Guatemala and like Israel. We're in the final planning of that. So, and then in 2026 is our next trip to Germany. And then our friends in Leipzig will actually be coming to Houston in February, either February 2024 or 2025. We're still planning that out and we're in conversations.
So glad that you were here for this first of our Global Lutheran Connections for this program here. You can join us next week, either in person or Zoom. Our next Global Lutheran Connections will be about the Central African Republic. That is one of our partner synods that we have with this synod, the Texas Louisiana Gulf Coast Synod. We thank you all for taking your time this morning to be with these wonderful youth, these hilarious youth, and learning more about their experiences in Leipzig. God bless you all. Have a wonderful Sunday, and we'll see you in worship.